Oh, God, I was just about to start twiddling my thumbs, and yet then it says, You're alive. You're here. Yeah, I am alive, but I'm also here. And hello. Hello again. Welcome to Onesciousness Prime with Adam Abraham. I'm here, and I've got a few things to share. I'm in the process. You may notice my set is evolving. Background has changed, or I have changed my background. And it's going to continue to morph at this point in time. At some point in time soon, I'm actually working on and developing some guests I'm going to have on, and we're going to talk about things. And let's talk about Consciousness Prime and what it is, why I'm doing this, and what you might anticipate should you elect to pay attention to this particular channel or the things that I have to say, at least on it. One of my objectives, one of my main objectives, is really to get in conscious connection to, and you might say, harmony with whatever our life purpose is. Life is something that has purpose. All life has purpose. And in fact, I found this super tool that I'm going to test, like right now. It's called Audio Pen. And what it is, this is a place we talk about the use of AI because there's a lot of information that we really need to capture. And there are so many new ways to capture information and then repurpose it and make it available to people. And this is one such tool. Audio Pen will basically allow you to use a browser. It's available as an extension in Chrome, and you activate it. It connects with your microphone, and then it will do two things, or maybe together. First, it will actually record what you said, and then what you said will be written. Now, if I stutter, stammer, if my thoughts are disjointed, etc., it will actually analyze what you've said in spite of or even through all of the other obstructions, you might say, and artifacts. That's what the verbal artifacts, and it basically removes that and writes something out. And it also gives you the opportunity to write or have it written in different styles. For example, if you didn't like this, rewrite it in another way. It's a super thing. Now, what we are going to do today, over this past week, David Rosen, who developed a co-op business platform, has introduced something else, or he is in the process of introducing not another platform, but another asset on the platform. It's another system. His systems are all based on cooperation. They are based on coordinated cooperative activity by people. And essentially, this coordinated activity that people do, that members, you join this. When you succeed at doing this coordinated activity, your residual result is something I call it uh, negotiable value assets. Okay. These are information pieces that you can convert. It has equivalency in terms of monetary value, but it's not money. And I'm going to have some, and I'll do some talks about what money is and what money is not. But one of the reasons I wanted to use audio pen was to record some of the things I said. Now, as I've talked about this, I'm going to do that at another time. Okay, sorry about that. But what I need to do is because this new asset on the co-op business platform, on David Rosen's platform, is called COOP20, and it is in pre-launch. In fact, you cannot do anything on it at present, and I'm saying really at present. This is being Friday on the 18th of August in 2023. You can't do anything on it. However, if you use the link and join co-op business, which doesn't cost anything, it creates a place for you there. And there's on the dashboard, which you're going to see because I'm going to log into my back office and you'll see it. You would actually be able to set up a place or yeah, because if you use my link, that you will be connected via my link, even though you're not an active member, you're not receiving anything. This is a beautiful thing about this system. It works for you when you put something positive in. And it's an egalitarian system. Everyone who does it receives the same things. So, but it's all positive. And because it is all positive and it's very, very efficient, but because it's all positive, you put something in, you get something out. And not only do you get something out, because what you're doing, the amount that you put in is the same. Everyone puts the same in. Is how effective people are at simply inviting three people to do just what they did, as well as to help those people who they invited to succeed in having their three also that they invite become active too. That's all you have to do. You have to do that with you could call it the Co-op 28 system that was up until this week was Co-op Business, but Co-op 28 system. He has a Co-op 25 system, which basically runs just like the Co-op 28. It's a 3x10 matrix. And essentially, you are giving to 10 people. Your deposit goes in, and you're giving to 10 people. And then you're receiving these information pieces called tokens with which to invite three people. And then after they have joined and they have deposited into the system too, giving to their inviter plus 9 others, everyone's giving to 10, you receive these tokens with which to build it. But what you're also building is the activity, is the behavior, and your secondary benefit are negotiable tokens, because people are putting real value, you can say monetary value in, real every time. And as long as you're maintaining your positive balance, it creates a flow for the return of an amount of that real value back to you. This is the quote unquote karma system that you dreamed of. And a lot of people are not aware of this at all. They don't appreciate apparently the difference between how this works and what it results in, what it yields for the effort given compared to things that people are familiar with. Most of what people are familiar with that looks similar to this, they have associations with it that are negative, and they're disinterested. So they go negative very quickly. But on the other hand, virtually every give and take exchange system in our society is that way too, including the monetary system itself, because it's part of a zero-sum game theory that's made up of, you can say, elements, some of which would be considered or termed winners, and some of them considered to be or termed losers. And so you got a dynamic going on between those, because the quote unquote winners, who are basically most practiced at the arts of receiving, if you can say, and relative to this thing called money. And then you've got others who are most practiced in the idea of giving, even to the point of it's better to give than to receive. Not to understand, or not of understanding that let's say, the universe, the laws of nature, the laws of life don't make those distinctions. It doesn't make that bias. You're not getting closer to something, ecumenical, because you giving, and you figure, well, if you don't get anything back, if you do just for the others and never for yourself, that's really disingenuous. That's really not honest, and it's not authentic. And people are doing it. They're acting this way because they think they're getting some favor and some advantage, when actually their self-esteem is going down, their sense of worth is going down, oftentimes their happiness is going down, and their manipulability, I kind of said that somewhat smoothly, goes higher and higher as your esteem goes lower and lower. So people become manageable. And that's what basically has happened in our society. And so, what I'm going to do, this system, this cooperative system, and I described the two that he already has, is the co-op 25, the co-op 28. They are a 3 by 10 matrix. Both of them are, they basically are, they're almost identical. You give to 10, you receive these tokens for your deposit. You invite 3 people to do just what you did, but to succeed at it, to really begin, for it to begin to be and do what it intends, what the developer intends for it to do, and what the depositors, the members intend for it to do, is for it to become self-sustaining. And simply, when you have 3 that are active, and then your 3 have 3 who are active, so that's 9 more, it becomes self-sustaining, because those 9 more, they're now in their first stage, and they're making their um, invitations, and the people that invited them, the people that invited them, would do the same things that you did. They help the people that they invited. We're all in the process of learning, of stepping into a new place that is unfamiliar to all of us. And then we're helping each other step into a new place. The amount of money we have doesn't matter at all. The amount of patience, the amount of resilience, the amount of courage, all those things matter. And that's what matters in life. These tools of consciousness are present within everyone, except when we make following money our priority, rather than following the impulses of our hearts, the inspirations of our minds, etc., etc., and spirit. So, what? Okay, I've talked about the first two. That is the co-op 25, co-op 28. Both of them are 3 by 10 matrices. And what happens is that the first 2 levels, you got 3 and then 9, and every level, the number of people that are on that level, each successive level multiplies by 3. So while you're giving to 10, you are setting up a structure and a behavior, whereas 3 will give back to you. And then when they invite their 3, 9 more will be giving back to you. Now the 3 will be giving back to you and 9 others. The 9 will be given back to their inviter plus you and 8 others, you know, etc. The numbers go out to 10 levels to the point that when it matures at or saturates, let's use that term, at 10 levels, there are on the 10th level alone 59,049 people. There's 19,683 on the 9th level. Okay, 6,561 on the 8th, 2,187 on the 7th. It comes down. It's 683. No, not 683. 729. Okay, 243. All right, and then 81, and then 27, and then there's your 3. That's the progression back down to you. But that, and you can imagine, I won't go into the numbers here, but if you can imagine, that is a whole bunch of potential before it maxes out. Even when you're at the second, at the 10th, at the 9th level or something like that, 8th or 9th level, you're only at around 2% of what the system would provide for you. And it provides for you a return every 28 days. So not only is your asset value present and available, it is self-replenishing. Nothing like this without you putting more in. Okay. So now, what's the innovation? The innovation today is that David Rosen introduced a new one and is in the process of introducing a new one on his platform. It's called the COOP20. And basically is just simply this, where the Co-op 25 tokens is $25 in equivalent value and dollar equivalency. The Co-op 28, that's what's called Co-op business, is $28 in equivalency. The Co-op 20 is $20. And so, and in addition to that, instead of being a 3x10 matrix, it's a 3x6 matrix. The Co-op 25 and the Co-op 28 platforms, or you can say pools, they have, when you get all of those numbers that I mentioned together on all of the individuals that are connected to your wallet, the total number is 88,572. So that's what you would be creating. You're giving to 10, and you plant the seeds of attitude, of attention, of energy, of resilience, no matter how long it takes. You plant those seeds, you put that effort into doing this. And what happens is that what you put out comes back to you many, 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 many times over. And not only does it come back to you, it comes back on a recurring basis without you having to continue to actually work at it to put any more effort within it. You are priming the pump, you could say, of the universal supply, so that it will give back to you in a stream and a torrent of beneficial value. Now that will change lives. You will be changing your own life. You will be helping you will be able to not only help others, you will help others in the greatest way by, one, being an example of change that is possible here and now, and secondly, of assisting them in doing that same kind of change for themselves. You cannot succeed at this with a negative attitude at all. But you cannot succeed at life in the way you want with a negative attitude either. No one evolves with their attitude set and stuck on negative and on fear and on dissatisfaction and emptiness, etc., etc., and competitiveness, where we laugh and we cheer people on who are setting up to stop someone else from reaching their goals. Because what's happened when it's done for the money, and I just turned off a tennis match to watch. I mean, not watching a tennis match to talk about this. But when you forget that it's a game, and especially when money gets brought into this, it's no longer a game for people because they want someone to win and they want someone to lose. That's the zero sum. There's no ultimate and real benefit gained. To get real benefits, you want a situation where everyone wins, everyone is happy. People can change their situation for the better instead of sitting around waiting for handouts that oftentimes never come. So I'm realizing as I'm talking here, when I play this recording back, I will actually put all this. This is going to be in writing. And so this will be part of a book, or it'll be part of other material that we put out, because without most people actually knowing it and being aware, we have habituated, we have put into practice some habits that basically guarantee that we will stay right where we are in consciousness, if not even go backwards. If you're not going forward in consciousness, well, what does that mean? You're happier, you are more satisfied, you are fulfilled, you are at ease and at peace with yourself. You're not in fear. You're able and ready and willing to live your life. Create your story. How many of you are out there doing someone else's story? You've been talked out of it. And we've been talked out of it. I mean, we've all done this stuff. I have. The programming of our society at this point is all based around simply just that. Someone has their idea of what our meaning is. And guess what? They haven't asked us. And quite frankly, they don't have a clue. So the COOP20 pool, let's call it that, is a 3x6 matrix. So essentially, when those who deposit into the COOP20 pool will be giving to 6 people, and then, like the other 2, it's 3 people that you agree, you decide up front you're going to invite 3 people to do this with you. The token, the COOP20 token, costs only $20 now, not 25 or 28 as in the others. But again, the matrix is 3x6. So you got your level 1 is 3, you got 9, just like the 4, you got 27, you got 81, you got 243, and you got 729, and you're done. When you put all that together, you're giving 6 so that 1,092 people will give directly to you. And actually, you can literally, because the tokens are $20 a piece, you can buy your tokens. You can buy your 3 tokens, $60 plus the exchange fees. The exchange fees may be around $40. So for $100, you buy your tokens. You buy the tokens. Then you talk to people. You're holding the token. Now you talk to your friends. You talk to people that you trust or that you regard. Quite frankly, I talk to anyone. I would talk to anyone. I'm not trying to size them up or anything else, but certainly have the conversation and basically ask them or tell them what I'm saying right now. But if they are willing to simply do what I did, if you're willing to do what I did, I bought the tokens already. I have 3. But if you're willing to do the same thing, I'll give you one of mine. Okay. That's called paying it forward. That's what they call it, paying it forward. So when you buy your 3, you have the tokens already because that's what you'll receive. And you're going to see something in a short bit because I'm going to go into my back office and do some housekeeping. So, but that's basically what you do. When you get your 3, that's what you've done. Then you invite 3 people to do the same thing. When they have bought their 3 tokens, they are active. You have step 1 and step 2 are completed. When you've given out a token and that person has purchased their 3 so that they can do what you did, bonuses start to go in and the system is self sufficient. And when I mean it's self sufficient, it means that there is a flow that is going on. And every 28 days, by your being active and your 3 being active while they are inviting theirs, every time we achieve that, our account begins to grow automatically on its own. And you're not limited to 3. This is the minimum. You don't have to sit back and insatiably continue looking for more people and more people and more people. You can actually sit back and decide whether you will invite someone to do this based on your knowing who they are or them introducing themselves and indicating their willingness to do so. At which point in time, as a member of this cooperative and of this particular pool, you may get some additional tokens. It only costs $20 and send it to this individual. Okay. Or by this time, you send them your link and they do the same thing. You may not have to buy anything, just send them your link and then they buy their 3. It connects to you. So the uh, uh, the mechanism for dramatic increase in funds, in flow of funds. See, our society is based on and used to lump sums and they're static sums. This system, all of them are creating vortices of flow of funds. You are simply getting started. I am simply getting it started. And then by the replication and also by the dedication. Now, talking about getting your 3 and your 3 getting 3, I haven't achieved that with the co-op 2025 system or the 28 system. I didn't do that. The 28 system was just introduced to some 6 months ago, but I haven't done that. And I'll get into my thing. But what I have done is I've maintained activity. I've maintained an active status. What this platform does is so meaningful, at least for me, is to stay active, and that means coming out of my pocket. If I just did it and didn't, I'm going to say I didn't care. I needed to present this for other reasons because I was real amazed to see how many people were disinclined to even get involved with this. People are setting up, putting thousands upon thousands of dollars in value and crypto value for that matter. And that's why I talk about about a dollar equivalency. We're putting DEs and dollar equivalent tokens. All right. And you get dollar equivalent back. All of the calculations are in USD equivalents, and you get an equivalent of that. Whatever you earned, it comes back in a crypto, but it's in the equivalent of a dollar. This is beautiful stuff. But when I saw so few people willing to jump in to do this, and for that matter, even as I listened to David Rosen, if you watch some of his presentation from yesterday, uh, as well as his first announcement of this thing, He was expecting people to jump in to his co-op business system, and it's not because the system is bad. Now, I will say that the information on it is, in some cases, is not good. The information on him is not good. But on the other hand, I know a lot of things that I know are good for you. But if you look at the information, the story around it, the narratives around them, they would be dissuasive and tell you the opposite. That's our society. It has flipped, and many of the things that we've grown up thinking are really good for us are harmful, and many things that we've come to think are harmful for us are actually good. They actually enhance, help us to heal, help us uh, protect our relationships. Our relationships are more important than anything else, and it's one of the things we have the least amount of experience and regard for, in terms of creating ones that are mutually beneficial relationships. So, the thing I want to do, I'm going to switch this screen, and here we go. When the when my screen shows up on there again, if what you're seeing is what I'm seeing, you're going to see in this. There you go. Or maybe you're not. Let's try it again. The idea here is you're going to see my screen, and when you see that screen, uh, I was watching it over here. I'm still looking at it in the preview, but when you see it, then um, I'll continue on. I'm continuing to get acquainted with this platform, which is called EV Mux. I really like it for a lot of different things, and one of them is because of how well it. Okay, well, this is interesting. So I'm not sure what's going on at the moment. I'm going to change my screen real fast. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, here I am now with my screen. Maybe I'm still on. Maybe I'm not. Well, it looks like I'm on now. Uh, when you have a platform that's new to you, I don't know that I've never had this happen before, but what I was in the process of doing, say I'm not sharing my screen anymore. So I was in the process of coming to a place where we were going to join my, I was going to come up in co op business and um, do some housework and to prepare for, let's see here. I want to share my screen. So share my screen. I'm going to do this. Let's go screen one with my audio just in case I need it. Let's pull that there. And here we go. I'm going to switch over. At this point in time, there's nothing to lose, quite frankly, except the connection, huh? Anyway, let's go for it. Make that switch. Okay. So now I'm waiting for it. There's my screen. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I may rethink all of this. I'll see about doing all this stuff. But so what we're going to do as I switch over to full screen is